Hi everyone, it's Anja here and I'm back with another video for Ophelia Talks, and today we are making yet another Outlander shawl, and it is Claire's shawl this time. As you can see, it's quite a simple shawl, but it looks very effective to wear. Here is an example of how she wears it, and of course I know it's knitted, but I came up with a similar crochet version. For this project I used 4 balls of Starcraft Special DK, and I used 3 balls in Mocha and 1 ball in Walnut. Normally the hook prescribed for this yarn is 4mm, but I am using a 7mm hook for this project. You also need scissors and a darning needle. So let's get started. Now, combining the 7mm hook with the DK yarn will ensure that you have a very lacy and loose fabric, and that there, as you can see, are lots of holes. We are going to get started in the middle of our back, and we will do sides like this, working to a point, working up, working down, working up like this, all along our shawl, and this ensures that we can actually make the shawl as big as you want. So do keep on trying it on. If you think it's going to be too big or too small for you, you can add rows or you can leave them out. So let's get started. Slip knot, row 1. So make your slip knot whichever way you normally make it. Insert your hook, and we are going to chain 1 and chain another one. So chain 2. This chain counts as our turning chain. So we are never going to count this, but we are going to do it because we need it so we can make the height for our next stitch. Now we are going to start doing double crochet. So you yarn over and you go into the very first chain that you did, and you are going to pick up the 2 loops, the 2 V's there on the top there. So these ones there, and then 1 strand on the base of your hook. You pull up the working yarn, and you are going to do your double crochet. So yarn over again, insert into that same location, into that chain, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. We've done 2 double crochets and a third one into that same location. There we go. Now we're going to do 2 chains for the tip, and now we are going to do another 3 double crochets into that same location here. Now this is like using a magic circle, but by using the first chain there's less of a chance that it might come undone. And of course this is going to be the most important stitch holding your shawl together, really. So we have now done the first row of our shawl. This here is going to be the tip of our shawl, and this is going to be the sides. And what you can do now is pull the end here gently, and that will close up your little chain there. If you sew this in, you can do it really, really well as well, and that will keep your shawl together. Okay, so that's row 1. Now, row 2, you are going to chain 1, turning chain, you turn, and then you are going to do 2 double crochets in the first stitch. So skipping the chain, the turning chain, into here is where you're going to place your first 2 double crochets. So yarn over, 2 double crochets in that first stitch where that turning chain is also coming out of. There we go. Okay. Then for the rest of the row, and of course this here is very short still, but it will soon grow. For the rest of the row, you're going to put a double crochet on top of every double crochet. So you yarn over, find the next stitch, insert, picking up both the strands, and you do a double crochet. And you do that all along the side. Of course, here I only have to do 2. Now I have reached the tip of my shawl, and in the tip you are always going to do 2 double crochets, 2 chains, and 2 double crochets. So all into that chain space. There we go. Okay, so that's the tip made. Now we are going to start working on the side again. So we are picking up the V's again, putting double crochets on top of double crochets. Now, when you come to the last one here, you're also going to have to make sure you do 2 double crochets. So find the V that you can use of that first double crochet that you did, and make sure you do pick up the 2 strands. If you just pick up the 1 strand, it will expand and it won't look nice. So pull through and do a double crochet and another one in that same location. There we go. Okay, so now we have a mini shawl. Okay, can you see what it looks like? So really, this is my shawl here. So really, I can put it there, look. And now I'm going to keep working like this. So let's do another row. Chain 1, turn. You are going to do 2 double crochets into that first stitch here. And you will notice that using a thin yarn with a thick hook like that will require a little bit of patience, because you might lose the yarn. It might not sort of, but we are using it because we want the effect that it's going to create. So now we are going to place double crochets on top of the double crochets on the side. And as you can see, before I only did 3, now I'm doing quite a few more. And this is exactly how your shawl will be growing. Every row will become longer and longer. And there we go. So that was that. That's the side done. I have now made it to the chain space, and in the chain space we do 2 double crochets, 2 chains, and another 2 double crochets. There we go. And now we are going to do the side again. So we place the double crochets on top of double crochets all along the side, until of course you meet that last stitch, and you are going to find the V. Can I find it? Is that a bit too much there? Yeah, there's the V, and you're going to do 2 double crochets in there. There we go. So basically every row starts with 2 double crochets. Every tip is 2 double crochets, 2 chains, and 2 double crochets, and every row ends in 2 double crochets. And along the side you place your double crochets on top of the double crochets that you have. It's fairly simple. It's a simple design, but like I said, we are creating a really nice effect by using the bigger hook. Now, when it comes to changing color, you're going to cut off your previous color. And really, you are going to only do the last stitch up until the last pull through. So I've undone the last stitch and I am doing it again, but I am stopping here. Now I am going to start using my second color as if I had been already crocheting with it. Then I pull both the mocha and the walnut just to secure it, and then you do exactly as you have been doing with the previous color. So you are going to do mocha rows for 35 rows. Then you do 2 rows of walnut. Then you go back to doing 3 rows of mocha, another 2 rows of walnut, 3 rows of mocha, another 2 rows of walnut, and another 3 rows of mocha. Then you are going to finish in a row of single crochets in walnut. So let me just show you how to do that. So I'm going to change color here again to go back to my mocha. There we go. And it's the same thing again. You chain 1, then you do your 2 double crochets. And then you do your double crochets along the side. So even though I'm only making a small sample here, you will see that it is quite an easy repeat. Once you know what you're doing, it's just, putting the double crochets on top of the double crochets. Once you have done your 35 rows, you can then, start doing the walnut color, but make sure that you are also trying it on. So 35 rows is about what I think you need. Also, when you finish your shawl, it should be past your fingertip to fingertip measurement, okay? So here we go. So that is my mini shawl for now. And now I'm going to show you how to do row 51. So once again, you are going to go back and undo that last pull through. There we go. Then we start using the next color. Chain 1, turn, and really simply, instead of doing double crochets, we are now doing single crochets. So into that first stitch with 2 single crochets, then a single crochet on top of every double crochet that you have. There we go. And once you make it to the chain space, 2 single crochets, 2 chains, and 2 single crochets. There we go. Look, nice little tip has been made. And then once again, you continue by putting single crochets on top of the stitches in that row. And as you can see, the holes that you have to go into are quite obvious. and it does create a really nice structure, nice holes in that whole shawl, and you'd be surprised how warm it is despite the holes. And here we are. So last one, pick up that V, there we go, and we put 2 single crochets in there we are, and that would be the end of your shawl. See? So I hope you will enjoy making this. I certainly did, and using the bigger hook just made it so soft and drapey and really, really lovely to wear. So of course you will then have to sew in the ends. And I would like to thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.